Hello, horror fans. It's me, Cass and
Kylie.
you are currently watching and listening to the Horrorcraft Podcast. We have a very special guest on today. We are continuing on our series for Women in Horror Month. And today we're super excited because we have on Jordana from Pretty Killer Podcast. How are you?
Hi, ladies. I'm so happy to be here.
We're super excited. So, Jordana, if you're watching this on YouTube, she does not have video right now. Unfortunately, there was a technical issue, but we are probably going to have like a picture of her on there. So if you're confused, but Jordana will probably end up being back at some point,
Yeah.
and we'll
Yes,
hopefully get
please.
her on a camera then to
Yes.
do a deep dive. But if you haven't heard of Jordana before, Pretty Killer Podcast is an amazing woman podcast, Women in Horror. You talk incredible, just do all kinds of things, whether it's your reels, it's actual episodes. Like you're just killing it, man.
Thanks,
You
babe. I
really are.
appreciate that. I women supporting women is top tier, and I love
Yep.
the love because that's what we're here for, right?
Yes,
Yep.
absolutely. We are,
Mhm.
and so we're super excited because we're just going to basically be talking about what it is to be a woman in horror, where you got started,
Mhm.
and just kind of everything that comes with it. So, relax, get a snack, and buckle in for this conversation because it's going to be a wild one as always. Yeah.
Locked and
And
loaded.
we're locked and loaded. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and hit the music. So let's do it.
Welcome to the Horrorcraft Podcast.
All right, we are back. So we are back and we are going to get started. Um so without further ado, Jordana, are you ready?
I am so ready.
Um, so we're gonna do a couple icebreakers. It's funny that we're about to ask you this question because I cannot do a ghost face voice, even though Kylie did send me a ghost face Graham.
I
That was
did.
fun.
I
I love
You
it.
did. I
did.
did.
You did. It
I
was
did.
incredible. So, but what is your favorite scary movie? Now, I know this is an objective question because obviously we are content creators and this
Mhm.
changes all the time. So this
Yes.
could be
All the
overarching
time.
or it could be something that you've seen recently that just checks a box for you.
Oh man, I always feel like I talk about. Okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to say the one that I always talk about. I always talk about Halloween 78 because that's where my love for all things spooky came from because Michael Myers is one scary SOB.
Hmm.
He is.
Terrifying. For me, 'cause horror is objective, being scared is objective, but I he terrifies me, but for recent watches, let me do recent because yeah, there's no rules. I really enjoyed my god. Let's go with Explorer from Another World. And that was number 2 last year on my top 10. It's a 40-minute short on YouTube. And it's an alien movie set in the 60s and it has Terrifier gore and effects. And I want a full length feature. So I'm definitely going to put that out in the universe. And you can find that on YouTube streaming for free.
You know what? Like that I find just sometimes gold like
Mhm.
horror shorts on YouTube. Like I don't know if you know this, but Danny Bellini and Gore Abrams from the first Hell House made a short called Locations.
Oh,
It's
I
like
did not know that.
a yeah, it's like a proof of concept. Like they're wanting to make into a full length movie, but
Mhm.
like I need them to because that was fantastic. And
I
then
literally
today,
just wrote that down. I'm gonna watch that.
yeah, it's great. And then today, because like Backrooms, I'm a huge found footage fan. Like that is
Yep.
my subgenre. And I had been hearing about Backrooms for like ever, and the the A24 was going to be making a full length movie. I watched one of those today, and I was terrified. And it was daytime. It was daytime. You hear me? Daytime, and I
Light
jumped.
outside.
It was light outside, and I jumped. Like,
I'm here for it.
what the hell? What the hell?
I feel like smaller movies, especially with some of the ones that Kylie and I have seen this year,
Mhm.
some of the ones that are even bigger that we're calling independent releases,
Yep.
they have just been bangers. Like our review came out today of Dolly, but
Mhm.
like Dolly, I knew going into it, it was going to be like, I thought it was just going to be like a whole wild rip. But it was just such a, like, it was still that way, but it was just in such a different way.
Mhm.
And I was just so taken back by that film. Like, I was like,
Dolly's
whoa.
brutal. Dolly is
It's-
like, and we're getting a sequel, which is exciting, I think.
Oh, I didn't
we
know
are?
that.
I didn't
believe
know that.
Yes, I believe we are getting a sequel, but Dolly is the type of slasher that I want to see because it's
Yeah.
gritty, it's nasty, Stifler's in it. Like, what else could you want?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
and
else
just
could you
like,
want?
I know.
some of the elements in there and some of the like the twist and turn, they were just gagging. And I'm
loved it.
like, oh my gosh. So
Mhm.
I was excited, but like it's just been like between that and like last year,
Yeah.
like when she showed me Man in the Black Umbrella, we watched it together and
Mhm.
she just so happened to be a dick and made me watch it while it was raining. And it was
Can't control the weather, Jackie.
I know.
Can't control the weather, Jackie. Okay.
I know, but like it was so funny because her husband and my fiance walk in as we're watching it, and
Yeah.
they're trying to talk to us, and we're not even responding to them. And I just look over to her, and I'm like, "What do you mean?" And
What
I
is
just kept
happening?
saying it, and like she's looking, and they're continuing to be like, "What are you guys talking about?" And we're just completely like, we're like,
Or don't.
"Shh,
Yes.
and
Go
go
back
away."
outside. Go away.
But we were just like, I was like, what is going on? And I was so taken aback.
But those are when you watch movies like that, it's so nice to have that moment of like that reaction because I feel like so many times recently I watched something and I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
like that was good, or that was all right. It takes a lot to warrant a reaction of holy like this is, and to talk about it, and you know what I mean? Like it's nice when you find those, but that's why I like to give me your hidden gems because locations I would have never known, and I'm happy that I get to check it out, and hopefully you too can check out the Explorer from Another World, and because I always want to know if I'm like crazy in my liking of things. You know what I mean? When you watch something and you tell someone, "Oh, it's so good," then you sit back for a second, you're like, I really hope it was because I don't want them to think that I have like bad taste in movies.
I preface it by just saying, like, especially people that
like-
ask for it, like,
Yep.
I know people were sick and tired of me talking about Dracula, but listen, that was my Super Bowl, okay?
Right?
Like, I understand that we've already had multiple. I understand that
Mhm.
it's basically kind of the same thing of Francis Ford Coppola's, just in a different shade, okay? But does it mean that I wasn't super hyped about it? It doesn't mean that I won't stop talking about it for the rest of the year? No, because
Exactly.
I was looking forward to it. And listen, it's just Dracula wanting his wife. And that's all I really wanted in life
Mhm.
was just to
Yes.
see that version, have it come to life. So I don't care if that makes me trash for liking that or liking certain movies. But I get teased all the time about liking Dracula 2000. But listen, if you saw Gerard Butler doing the same things on the ceiling when you were younger, you might like it too.
Exactly.
That's all I'm
Listen.
saying.
Yep.
My favorite subgenre of a horror is found footage, okay? Like
Yes.
that is
Love found footage. Mhm.
it's torn apart, like unwarranted completely. And there are some duds, okay? But
Yeah.
like You know, I don't know. People are just so picky. Like, I watched A Man with a Black Umbrella, and then I watched Weapons, and I was just so gutted.
Mhm.
And especially because it was around the time after I had went and seen Lineage. And
Yep.
I'm just like, these are both two fantastic independent horror films, and you guys are not seeing it, but you're saying that this is just gold, right? It's gold,
Mhm.
and it's a movie of 2025. Like, you're out your fucking mind, okay?
Right.
Like,
I know, and it's like, are we
you
watching the
just,
same movies?
yeah. Like, I don't. I was excited for Weapons. Like, I remember when that first trailer dropped and seeing it, I'm like, this is right up my alley. This is,
Mhm.
and I was so underwhelmed, and like, I just didn't give a shit about any of the characters.
Yep.
And I was just like, so this is what, as a horror content creator or horror fan, this is what I'm supposed to be liking and just screaming and preaching the gospel about. And I don't fucking want to. Like, I don't like
Exactly.
it. So
Mm-mm.
I made a video about it. Like, you guys, this is not a great movie. This is not an original idea. And I don't know what to tell you.
Right, and it's
I
so
just
good that you
don't.
speak your truth because it's like it doesn't have to reach every you know what I mean? Like, everyone doesn't have to have the same opinions, and I
Mhm.
actually love it when people don't have the same opinions as me so we can talk about things like
Mhm.
prime example, and the biggest one is Halloween Ends. I hated Halloween Ends. Hated it. And just from, telling you guys, Halloween was my first and is my favorite horror
Yeah.
movie. It was hard to say that, you know what I mean? And not go with, "Oh, it'll grow on people and it'll." I said it for what it was. It was garbage and I didn't care for it. But then I spoke to someone and they gave me their perspective. They're like, "Well, I saw it in the light of like 4 with like a Jamie aspect." And when she put it in that perspective, I took my thoughts out of it and I was like, "Shit, that's a really insightful, like, and connecting part." You know what I mean? And it gives you different insight on it. Not to say it's gonna change my liking of it, but at least it's a conversation piece and we get to connect and talk about. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I
See,
appreciate that.
I loved Ends. Did I like that there was hardly any Michael Myers? No, and it was just kind of weird, but like that final showdown between Michael and Laurie, I think like cinematically it was just fucking gold. And I get
Yeah.
goosebumps every time I watch it, but just like especially when like he snatches his hand up and puts it around her throat and you see her
Yes.
having those flashbacks, like you
Mhm.
just feel like everything, like I've loved
This is
Michael
it.
Myers since I was a kid. Like
Yeah.
this is it. This is
Yes.
everything leading up to this moment.
Mhm.
But like
Yeah.
a lot of it, everything else, it was not great. But I think when it comes definitely to like the Laurie aspect, like it was beautiful.
Yeah. I agree with that 1,000%.
Yeah, I feel like we've just kind of I know for Kylie, I remember talking to her about this certain movie that I'm about to talk to you about, and
Mhm.
we've talked about doing a different episode, and I think people just take it in a certain way. I take it in a different perspective, but I remember talking to her about it. I remember her being like, I wasn't as interested in it, but the way that you're talking about it, and I know that that's
Mhm.
like important to you, I'm going to give it
Yep.
a watch. And when she did, she was like, "You know what? I know what you're saying about it." And the movie is The Forever Purge. And I know people were really
Mm.
like at that point in time burned out. But if you look at it even just in the lens of the things that we are going through now,
Yes.
where we've
Yep.
had so many different deaths because of ice and just everything. There are
Yep.
two people that are objectively on different sides of the coin that end up going through this experience, and the conversation that they have is, listen, you have your point of view, I have mine. Yes, but we're here now and we have to
Mhm.
rely on each other. So how do we bridge that gap? And it's this, and when you take it in this context, even though, yes, is it one of the films that maybe doesn't make sense with it
Mhm.
within the Purge franchise? Okay, get it. They're going to continue to keep doing it. But it does make sense in the fact that it's this really good message about how the world literally goes to fucking shit,
Yep.
but these two people find a way to connect and end up pretty much becoming family together because they're trying to get both of their families out of this.
That's
And
crazy.
and I really just think it's something that doesn't get talked about a lot. And also too, if you listen to the song that Snow the Product did for that movie and say that
Yep.
it's not a banger, the multiple times that I've gone to Planet Fitness and thought I was invincible listening to that song would prove otherwise. Just saying.
Well, can I share something with you too and everyone that's
Sure.
listening that I don't think I've told anyone, but I've never seen a Purge movie ever.
Oh,
But with that being said, and to exactly your point, Cass, is I was like, what a time right now to watch the Purge movies.
yeah.
And
Yep.
I think I'm
I
gonna do
think
that.
people get so hung up on the fact they're like, oh, these are political. They're meant to be political.
And it's
And
okay
really
that they are. Yep.
and it's truly
Yep.
okay, but it's just you have so many different ones. Like I read a paper. I wrote an actual paper in college about the Purge Anarchy when it came out,
I love
comparing it to Titanic and how horror
Yes.
movies end up showing more of real life than, say, a dramatization of something happening like the Titanic. Because
Mhm.
horror movies can end good, bad, any way they want to. They can leave you completely soulless. They can tie
Well,
it
look
up
at
in a happy end.
Sinners.
Yeah,
Look
or
at Sinners.
Sinners.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was just so layered with so many things. Like we just recently
Yes.
did an episode on it, and just like rewatching it and like researching different things, I'm just like, this movie
Blown
needs
away
to
by it.
be played like in
Mhm.
like class, like high
Yes.
school, like because there's
1,000%.
just
I
so
hope
many
maybe it is
things.
someday.
Yeah,
Yeah, like
I think it will, but in that context too, I also think that there are certain entries in the Purge that should be too, because the second movie
Yep.
at its core is about this guy who lost his child to this horrific accident, feels
Mhm.
like there's no accountability, decides that he's going to go and let out the darker parts of himself,
Yep.
and end up coming upon these people who he owes nothing to, but feels like he needs to help them. And he still continues to do it, but it's these people that pull him back from the edge. Same
Mhm.
thing with the third movie. Then you have this person that's going up against the system, that's trying to change things, but they don't want to. And it's
Yep.
her fight for survival for that. So, I mean, whether you look at it, and even the first one, like the first one objectively is not necessarily my favorite, but it's Ethan Hawke. And it's
Mhm.
about this, wealthier couple that's just trying to survive this holiday and gets brought into things. And it kind of makes them question their own humanity. So
Yeah.
I think whether you look at it, like there are these deep messages in it. And as somebody who, for a good chunk of their life, was kind of like feeling like, oh, I identify with this culture, but I don't know. And then
Mhm.
finding out in reality that I am a Latina,
Yep.
and seeing that, it explains a lot of things that you could feel in
Right.
certain things. Because I know for me, like I live in a smaller area and I talk about it all the time. There are people that feel so comfortable with having certain conversations to my face because I am Caucasian
Yep.
presenting, but don't
Mhm.
understand that I could also have a Latina heritage. And
1,000%. Mhm.
and so those are the kind of movies that have those conversations. And I think we've lost the art of that because while I like Art the Clown,
Yep.
I think that also in some other movies that are trying to be extreme, they've pushed the needle where certain things have to be this type of way and we have to splash this way and that, which is fine.
Yeah.
But we also need things that are important, like
Yes. Yes.
Sinners and
Yep.
different things like that, because these are still things that are going on.
See, now, and that's, I love that you bring this up because I feel like, and I don't think I've ever said this before, I feel like there should be like 3 tiers of movies. And I feel like the tiers should go as one that's just mindless. So you got, you know what I mean? Like I don't want to say Terrifier, but like a good example is maybe Terrifier because there wasn't a lot of plot to it and it was just
Mm,
kind of like what it was, right? Then
mhm.
there's the movies where there's a message, but you can either take it or you can leave it. You can, if it's heavy on you and you don't want to like think about the things that it's provoking you to think about, you can just sit back and watch it for entertainment purposes. And then you have the ones in the third where it's like it's really a mind game. You know what I mean? And it could be a slow burn, it could be in your face, but it just, you know what I mean? Like I just feel like there should be 3 levels of comfortability with a movie. So it's like you can either enjoy it, take something away, or learn something from it.
Yeah, I
I
think
have a question, Jordana. You're a huge Terrifier fan. Did you like the third? Like, what? Well, here, what is your favorite one in the entries that we have?
So I've gone back and forth with this 1,000 times because I liked Terrifier before it became popular, before we got
Mhm.
2. And I'm not discrediting how amazing 2 was as a sequel. And I really truly feel like 2 changed the game for horror in the aspect of like, yes, we did go from extreme. Yes, we're still in extreme, but like art is a lovable, and it's weird to say that, but a lovable
Yeah.
horror icon. So for me, it was one because, and I'll tell you the reason why. When I watched Terrifier, it felt to me like Halloween because it's Halloween night. Then you have a man in a white mask that's super creepy that shows up without any information of why the fuck he's even here, and then terrorizes a group of people. And yeah, it was kind of like when the hacksaw scene happened, my jaw was on the floor. But in it not to make fun of it, because I know a lot of people did not like it. I was like, holy like what is happening? And who thought of this? Just for the creativity, I guess, of this is something I've never seen. So 1 drew me in.
Yeah. I just wasn't a big fan of the third one. My favorite one would probably have to be the second one, and honestly, it's because it's the one I've probably seen the most. I think I will need to go back and watch the first one, but I don't know the third one. Like, listen, I'm all for kids getting killed. That's not even my beef with it at all. Like, we should not be discriminating against. Listen, okay, I'm a mom and I love my kids. Okay,
Same.
What I'm about to say. I
Fuck
don't think
kids.
we should be like exactly fucking kids, and
but also to preface real quick, I love kids and fuck everything that's happening right now. So I love. I feel like I have to say that because
wait a minute. Yeah, I guess we can't really even say fuck them kids anymore, like because
yeah. We can't really. Well, I'm just saying, like, I think horror should mimic life. In real life, is that nothing is off
nothing
limits.
safe.
Yes,
exactly.
Nothing is safe. I think for me, here's my beef, and I'm just gonna say this. I will say this publicly.
Yep.
And anyone can disagree or agree with me. I love David Howard Thornton. I think David Howard Thornton is a treasure. I've had, not to even flex or name drop, but obviously we've done an episode with him, and he was just a kind human being, and he had a real life conversation with me where I just loved it and enjoyed it and experienced it for what it was. And he really kind of spoiled me for celebrities.
Yeah.
But what I do not like is the stuff that has since then come out, and I don't know the full story, but I just don't like. I know Steve. I don't know him like super personally, but I've had conversations with Steve. Steve, it was part of the Clubhouse group that really got me to feel like I could do this. And Steve has just been a wonderful, and I will always stand with Steve. And I think it's pretty bold to forget some of the people once you get. And that's where my beef was. But there was just a big tonal shift between 2 and 3.
1,000%.
And I feel like at 3, you had all this money and we're still not figuring out where
the hell does art come from?
Yeah. It's one of those things where it's just like, I appreciate 1 for what it is, because 1 just had such a sparkle and creativity. And this is somebody who didn't even like it the first time they saw it. But when I talked to David, and even before then, when Uncle Creepy talked to me about it, he's the one who got me to actually go, you know what? I get what you're seeing. Like, I understand. So I just feel like there's a commerciality that art kind of got that I just don't really very much vibe with. I'm excited that he's everywhere and that he's got the love that he is, and that I love what that's doing for David Howard Thornton, because I think he's incredible, and I think he should be fucking everywhere. But I just don't like,
for sure.
If you're going to put art in a Christmas costume, it just, and him be Santa. I think there just would be a little bit more substantive value behind it. And at least we'd be finding out a little bit more. Now, maybe could I eat my words with 4? Who knows?
But
Who
I'm with
really
you though.
knows?
I don't want a heavy shoveling of who the hell Art is in 4. I kind of wanted like breadcrumbs leading up to it.
Yeah.
So it kind of gave us like a little bit more excitement of like, okay, now we kind of have these little, teasers of what Art is, and not like the guessing game for us. Cause you remember in 2 how they put in there like the little breadcrumbs throughout. And I love that,
Yeah.
but like I want more. And I didn't to kind of like circle around. So if I had to rank, I would do 1, 2, 3 because 3 was my least favorite as well. And it's not that I didn't enjoy it, but it didn't feel like 2 did to me.
Yeah.
I kind of felt like a little like the opening was good, but like I feel like they kind of really sealed the deal. Like, what can you do next in this opening? Do you know what I mean? Like, you've already obliterated a family on Christmas Eve. And so what is the next step going to be? So I'm curious to see how 4 will transpire, but I'm on point with both of you on your thoughts on it overall.
Yeah. I just feel like I don't know. And for me, like, I just want to see horror going back to some more original ideas. There is so much to talk about right now.
Mhm.
And I appreciate the fact that we're coming back around and we're having some freshness to certain movies that maybe have been sitting there for a while, and we're getting some like new thought trains with it and things like that. But I also don't want us to be the requels, the sequels, and this is the same thing that John Carpenter made fun of at Scream 4. Like, that was the whole purpose of not John Carpenter, but Wes Craven. Sorry, Jesus Christ. But
I was gonna say, wait, you know what I was gonna say is if there was a clip of John Carpenter talking shit on Scream 4, send it to me because I need to see it because that would have been iconic.
No,
There probably is. There probably is. He talks shit about so many movies
Everything.
and so many people. Like, bro, chill. Not everybody can be you. Okay, not everybody can be a John Carpenter. Okay,
he's like a miserable curmudgeon, but I still like he's the one person that I want to meet just so I can have him give me the slightest bit of attitude so I can look at him and say, I fucking love you. And that's it. And then walk away.
I love you. Do you want a hug? Do you need a hug?
I'll give you a hug, John Carpenter.
I feel like at this point you've earned being a curmudgeon. You did the thing. Nobody really fucked with it. It came back around. You did the Fog. Like, you've done so many just different movies. I feel like you're allowed to feel the way you're able to feel. Like, you've proven yourself. But like, Wes Craven made fun of this in Scream 4. Like, and Wes Craven even like he had to make certain franchise entries just to be able to do other ones like that he creatively wanted to do,
which is crazy.
It's strange. It's very weird how that whole process works, but I'm with you, Cass. Like, I want more originality. So like when I suggested Explorer from Another World, like my top 5 last year was like Horror in the High Desert 4, Marshmallows. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, Marshmallow was number 1. Sweet Revenge from what's his name? The guy that did Silent Night, Deadly Night, the remake. He did
Ron and Campbell.
No, the director. Rockford. What's his name? I cannot think of it. It's every time I go on a podcast and I have to think of something important, I can never think of it.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about though. He also did. Yeah, he also did. That's the movie that isn't that the movie that has what's his face in it? That's like a Scream King. Sorry.
I'm looking it up right now just so I can, because I'm horrible at this. Oh my God.
Is that the one with Kyle Gallagher in it? Is that what I'm thinking of?
I thought you were talking about My Horror Daddy.
No, it's what is this guy's name? Mike P. Nelson. I am so sorry that I dropped the ball that hard on his name, but Mike P. Nelson, he did like a 20-minute Jason short last year, and it was brutal. And I want a full-length feature. It's just like these indie smaller movies. I want more of that. I want more originality. Like, Marshmallow blew my top because I went in thinking it was going to be one way and it came out being a completely different outcome, and I love that. Like, we need different ideas.
Yeah, I
put that on my list as well. Why
Marshmallow?
why have I not heard about Marshmallow? Why have I not heard of this?
Oh my God, girl. It's so good. It has one of the guys from Super Troopers in it.
Oh my gosh, you just
Yeah.
said everything I needed to know.
Listen, and the director, he is one of the most fantastic people I've ever met. Just as a genuine like human being, he's just such a great guy. And they greenlit the sequel, and that's so exciting that like an indie hit is getting a sequel. So
I love that, and I feel like we just need to come up with better ways that people then can see these, because that
Mhm.
is the problem.
I
And I
know.
know for Kylie and I, that is a lot of the issue, because like Kylie and I both are going to see Scream 7. But
Yes.
really, truly, that's only because people are fucking dicks. And I'm sorry, I'm
They're
just
doing
going to
it.
put it on blast out there. You ruin it, because when I Know What You Did Last Summer came out this summer, and I really just wanted to see it for myself because I grew up with I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Yep.
I scrolled in on a video. I opened up the app on Friday when it came out, and somebody ruined the two killers within like 10 seconds.
Absolutely
Was
not.
like,
I hope they have an ass itch that they can never satisfy itching the rest of their lives, because that's the shittiest thing to do, is to
Yeah.
ruin like an anticipation buildup for someone, or even if you didn't want to watch it, the fact that someone is out there either not clued in to like how like common decency works, or just to be an asshole. I hope your butt and your private parts itch forever. Like forever.
I agree.
Pretty much.
I agree.
Like,
think
of the days of when there wasn't any of this shit, okay?
Mhm.
And
Right.
like we had to wait till it came to the theaters
Yep.
or came to Blockbuster or Family Video,
Yep.
which 9 times out of 10 I most definitely had to do. And
Yeah.
so we didn't have people like around just spoiling shit. And I just think it takes the fun out of a fucking movie, and we need to quit doing it. And anybody, this goes for any Horrorcraft fan or hater. If you are in
Mhm.
our comments spoiling anything for fucking anybody, you
Yep.
are gone, banned, and
Yeah.
I just hope you step on a Lego.
Yeah.
Yep.
Internal pain. I'm with you, girlfriend. I can't stand when people do that. And that's even when it's a new movie, I hate posting anything, because let's be real, some people can't get to the movies. Some people, whether it be a babysitter, financially, your job doesn't allow it.
Yep.
There's something where someone can't do something, and why should I be the one to spoil it just to be like, oh, I've seen this? Do you know what I mean? Like, common decency.
We're not always the greatest about it, but especially with our reviews that we've
Mhm.
done lately,
Yep.
we will be very specific about being like, listen, this is either a light spoiler or
Yep.
this is a heavy spoiler, because
Mhm.
we can't avoid talking about it. But
Right.
especially like with Dolly, we were like, listen, we're doing a light, but we're not telling you practically shit. And I'm
Mhm.
sorry if you think you have a problem with that, but there's just a lot of this movie that we want you to experience for yourself. The only thing we really talked about was certain parts, because we're like, hey, listen, this might be a problematic thing for
Yeah.
moms or
Yep.
new moms, and we
Mhm.
just don't want you guys to be triggered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro.
Because there's a
Yeah.
lot of
Bro.
triggers in that one.
Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah. There was
Oh.
there was a lot. There was a lot. So we were just like, certain things like that, like we just really have to like, we're very like, we're not always the greatest about it, but like, especially if we know that it's like something we could see being a problem for somebody,
Yeah.
we're going to tell you like, hey,
Well, you're
just a
aware of it.
heads up.
Yep.
Like,
And that's the
you're
great
aware
thing.
of it, but
Mhm.
we really don't. Cause like Bloodlines came out on digital when we were together, and we were saving that specifically so we could watch it together.
Yes.
And people were just like willy-nilly out here for a month and a half trying to talk about certain parts of the movie. And I'm just like,
Nope.
please swerve back into your own lane.
Yes,
Please
please
do that.
use your rear view and be checking, because don't be coming in my lane.
Yeah, I just feel like we need to be doing more of that. So
Yes.
that kind of leads into my next question, which is, what is a horror hill you are willing to die on as a woman in the horror genre?
Oh shit. Okay. And now this is going to be a hot take, but also I feel like with Scream 7 coming out, a hill that I will die on is that Scream should have stopped at 3, and Sydney should have had her legacy end there, because she is one of the most iconic final girls. And I think with it carrying on and then having new leads and all that stuff. And I'm not dissing Melissa Barrera or Jenna Ortega in that regard because they are queens. But I feel like we kind of stripped Sydney and Neve Campbell of her Scream Queen legacy with just 1, 2, and 3. And I will die on that hill.
You know what?
I think it's valid.
I've not heard this spicy take, but I am completely here for it because, like,
Well,
I really did not. I don't like 4. I don't like 4.
Me neither. And I don't care what anyone says because everyone loves it. And I'm just like,
I like 4, but the reason I like 4 is not because of Sydney. I like 4 because objectively, okay, if you haven't seen Scream 4, you gotta scroll out here for like 5 minutes.
Mute it.
But the only reason I really like it is because, and that's why when we did an episode, we split them. We split 1, 2, and 3, and then we split 4, 5, and 6. Yes. I think that's appropriate because the only reason objectively Scream 4 works is because truly it is a conversation about how we have started already becoming this like bloatation of like these films that had really no substantive value to it. We kind of lost our roots. And then we kept trying to fuck with the originals. And I mean, that's really where it came from. And I think it was the only thing that really stands like that makes that movie what it is how do you fuck with that? You fuck with that by taking what Sydney was in the first one. And making Jill that, making you seem like this is going to be that. And then having it go, nope, this person is a horrible fucking human being and was doing this the whole entire time for fame. And it was like a Dream Warriors type approach to doing that. But if you think about it, it kind of preceded then what we were getting within years of sequels and legacy redos and all of these things. And getting back to, and that's exactly the conversation he was having in the 4th movie. So to me, that's the only thing. But do I like what they did to Sydney? Hell fucking no. The only thing that I think is funny is when Jill tries to fuck with Sydney and Sydney fucking checks that bitch.
I know. I love how she like just swats her like, nah, like not gonna happen.
Yeah. Like that. But objectively, like I would agree. I think the first 3 films, like if you were going to come back and you were going to do Scream, I feel like we probably should have just let Sydney stay. It could have been something else.
Well, you know my spicy take on Scream. I don't think they should have killed Randy off in 2.
Yeah,
same.
I think Dewey should have died in 2. I love Dewey, and I was gutted watching him die in the 5th one. Or Gale.
Because Gale, how the hell is Gale still in the game?
I don't know.
Okay, because if anything, the duo that I would want is Dewey and Sid at the end. Gale should have been gone a long time ago. Randy, the one thing I will say, because I loved him, I loved when horror took chances and did not spare anyone, because I saw that in the theaters. That was my first Scream experience too, by the way. And he was my man. Like Randy was my ideal boyfriend because I'm like a nerd that loves horror. Please come to mama. And when they killed him, I was shattered. I'm still shattered about Randy, getting the shank. But like, again, I love your hot take. I think that if Dewey would have been killed off, that would have been ballsy.
Yeah, I feel like also too, I feel
like Randy has much more to offer in combating every single ghost face. Like Dewey, I love him, but he's just flopping around everywhere getting fucked up the whole time. Gale, I literally don't know what the fuck she does at this point. Like I really don't. Like as I've been doing like a Scream watch through, I'm like, what are you really doing besides like profiting off of like their trauma and like you're just sticking around playing Daphne just to write another fucking book. Exactly. You have a man here that loves you and you just want to keep going off and just being the career businesswoman. Like I get it, but like come on girl, especially because like he died. Like Dewey's dead, he's gone. Now look at you alone.
I know
practically
bitch.
Yeah, she just doesn't really add a lot to it. And you know what I realized by having this conversation? There is a reason. I just realized why Kylie and I's friendship works and why we would survive a horror movie. Because Kylie is Sydney and I'm Randy.
Yes. You
That's
are
why
1,000% right. And I love that. Her face.
you
I am
because
a Randy.
I mean, you are, but you're more. Let's be honest. If it was going to like being chased or like having to fight hand on hand, I might be able to body the person for a little bit, but like you'd have a greater chance. If it's we need to like use this obscure horror movie thing from the 70s, and that's how we're making it out of this bitch alive. That's when Cass could tag it.
Okay, well here's the thing. Okay, I'm gonna like if something like this were to happen, what I'm gonna do is you're gonna tell me everything that I need to know how to do what I need to do. Okay, and I'm gonna lock you in a room, and I'm gonna save us both. Okay, I guess I will be the Sydney, I guess.
You have a point though. I'd be like, what's his face from the 6th one, where he gets like brutally just like almost gutted, and then he comes back at the last minute and just like fucks shit up.
Girl, everyone survived 6. No one died except for Annika. And that was the one time I was like, okay, maybe I'll be on board with 6. And then they kind of brought back some of like the chase scene. Cause that was my other biggest gripe with, not to go off track, but my biggest gripes with 4 and 5. Where the hell were the chase scenes? Like 2 harbors some of the most iconic chase scenes. You got CC Cooper with Sarah Michelle Gellar, the opening scene with Jada and what's his name? You have the car scene. There's the radio chase scene with Gale and Ghostface where Dewey gets stabbed. Iconic chase scenes. And then we get 4, 5, no one dies, no chase scenes, and it's crap.
You know what? Nobody does die think
about that. Like like who dies in 5? There was some casualties because there was Dylan Minnette because I thought he was Ghostface.
Yeah.
Kyle got in the first one. And who else?
There were a couple, but I just know I have more. Listen, if I can go back to the gym a little bit more, maybe it will equal itself out because I could probably like sit on somebody.
Roundhouse kick someone, girlfriend. Just
like possibly, but I feel like I'm more of like the handy sidekick type role. So
either way, I feel like you and Kylie would be living, and I think that you'd be dominating. So
I feel like we both have our strengths. I feel like the swords would come in clutch. This is where we need the swords.
Bro, there are Trick or Treat Studios has them on pre-order. I'm just waiting for the funds to be right, and
yeah.
It's going down.
Wait a minute. The pre-order ends in 15 days. We got to get on this.
Oh shit! Yeah.
The joke behind this is Kylie and I did an episode of Sleepy Hollow, and Trick or Treat Studios is coming out with the Hessian sword, where it's like a rubber, or like isn't it plastic or rubber or something like that? It's like a fully
I'd walk around with it just in my house. I'd be like,
lightweight plastic, full size, making it perfect for Halloween or display.
So we were talking about how they were coming out with a collection for Sleepy Hollow, because I do have a Sleepy Hollow bag from La Femme and Noir, which is the Tree of Life, and it's like a big bag, and it's really cool. It's blood red and black. But she was telling me about it, and at the same time, we both looked at each other and we're like, I really kind of want the sword. And then we looked at each other with like a sparkle in each other's eye. We're like, yeah, the swords. So then it became this thing of like stepbrothers, where we're gonna have like, we just started adding things like if we're gonna have the sword, we gotta have the pirate swimming pool. If we have the pirate swimming pool, we gotta have the movie theater that looks like Blockbusters in this compound. And then with the swords, we gotta have like epic battle dresses, or for Kylie, like a pant, outfit.
I don't like dresses. I like pants.
Yeah.
I only like dresses in the summertime because I don't like pants or anything restricting in the summer. I like to have the vajayjay and the legs having the airflow. Yep. And then give me pants. Give me sweatpants any other time.
Yeah. Sweatpants, leggings. I like the joggers too.
Yeah, the joggers is
I'm
what
not a
but like
jogger.
it just became this whole thing of like, if you see Kylie and I out with swords somewhere, just mind
Mind
your
your
business.
Just
business.
mind your
Exactly.
just mind your business. We're doing what we want to do.
Or grab your
Yeah.
sword, because if I saw you guys and I had my sword, I'd come running out and be like, "Can I join too?" And I'd be like,
That's
Can I
like the
come play
new
with you guys?
yeah,
waiting for you guys,
that's
just smiling.
that's like
Yeah.
the new that would be like the new trend of my mom said we could play mermaids together. That's like the new one of like my mom said I could come to your house and bring my sword. Let's play.
Yep. Yep.
That is so funny.
Yes.
So kind of swerving into that conversation. Um, what is one trope you're tired of seeing women boxed into?
Oof. Just the dismissal of women, like they don't know what to do. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like that can be anything, like that we're not smart enough to know our exit strategy. Like make it like have a female know what the fuck they're doing confidently and don't second guess it. Like I just watched The Prowler because that's my favorite Valentine slasher movie.
Yes.
Love The Prowler. And I actually went on another podcast to talk about it. And I just talked about how amazing Pam is as a final girl. And I think that she showed smarts. She actually ran when she was being chased. She wasn't, you know what I mean? Like I just, the tropes
Yeah.
of women not knowing how to carry ourselves, or like the dumb girl take. No,
Yeah.
I want more.
The Prowler would be a good one for you, Kylie. I think I've said it to you before, but the Prowler is like a slasher, and
good.
it's basically like this person gets rejected, and
Mhm.
years later comes back for revenge. But it's very much about like trauma, and there are some. This is like Tom Savini after
His
he
best
started
work.
coming to
Mhm.
popularity, and so he's got some really like inventive kills with it, and
Bathroom
it's
scene is
pretty
iconic.
awesome.
Yes.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah, but I do
Dude, you
agree.
know, that was one of my biggest like beefs, I think, with Weapons was like Julia Gardner's character.
Yep.
I don't know. They keep putting her in horror movies where she like I was just like in Weapons, like you literally don't know how to fight for your life. Like you were literally going to surrender to this man choking you the fuck out.
And
Whatever.
mind
I don't
you,
even remember. A man had to come
mind
see
you,
you. Come on.
she's Ruth in Ozark that you couldn't tell her shit. You couldn't tell. Remember, you can't tell her shit about fuck. I don't know shit about fuck. She
Exactly.
needs to come with that
Exactly.
energy. Yep. I'm with
Exactly.
you. Because
Yeah.
Wolfman, it was the same thing. Wolfman, it was the same energy of like, she didn't know how, and it's like, you are a strong fucking female. Like, why are you putting her in a role where it's like she's doubting herself or she doesn't know how to maneuver? Like, absolutely not.
It's just one of those things where it's different if you're making that the point, because I don't know if
Yes.
you've seen it, Jordana. Kylie hasn't seen it yet, and we were going to do an episode on it at one point in time. We're probably going to try to come back to it, but Watcher, that was
with
like
Micah Monroe.
Yeah.
I love that movie so much. I always suggest that as like a sleeper because that was one of the best horror thrillers that I've seen in a long time.
Well, it's just the fact of this woman keeps telling you
Yep.
that things are going on.
Yep. And no one's listening.
And no one's listening, and it becomes like the whole, and then
You're
finally
crazy.
it catches it up to her, and like she gets this like thing of like, if I don't body up and do this,
Mm-hmm.
this motherfucker is coming after somebody else.
Yeah. It's either
And
me or the next person. And she's like, ain't no way.
ain't no way. So
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's where, if you're using that as that is subverting it. But I do like women. I'm sorry, women rerun shit.
Yeah.
Like how other a way are you going to say it, especially when it comes to horror? Because I'm sorry, but even with motherhood, tell me who's going to solve a problem better. We always have to solve problems when it comes to our kids.
1,000%.
Even like we're put on this societal role that we're just supposed to be like mothers of earth, and we're taking on all these things. So like, it's just one of these things where it's like, when did we stop viewing that as a strength, and
I
that's
know.
what horror is supposed to be. And so I feel like there have been some characters recently where I'm just like, where's your oomph, man? Like,
Mhm.
I'm sorry if that was me and I was trying to fight to get back to my family, like
Mhm.
you would have to put me in pieces.
Well, the thing of it is too is I just feel like a lot of people view women as scary because of how tough we are and how
Yeah.
smart we are and how we move and how we protect, nurture, and love things. So I think that it's so easy to put us in a category of they don't know shit. They're not strong enough. They're
Mhm.
weak. It's like, no, actually, bitch, we are fucking way stronger than you. And the reason why we're put in these situations is because they're scared of us. People are scared of
Yep.
strong women.
Yep. Yes, they
Yeah,
Which I don't
are. They
understand. Like
absolutely
a
are.
strong woman in my life. Like I had my grandmother was one of the strongest people that I had as an influence. And I'm so happy that I had like a year with her because like who I am and what I stand on for business and how I treat people is all like like all chalked up to her. You know what I mean? So I think
Yeah.
people need strong women in their lives.
yeah, most
Yeah.
definitely. I don't know what that was. Sorry guys. We're
Sorry, I
having like
farted. No, I'm just kidding.
I have it's a smoke detector going off in my room.
Can I tell you something? My
Um,
my kid would be like, Kylie, you need to replace the battery because she's like, anytime she hears alarms going off people's houses, she's like, you need to check it. You need double A's.
Jordana, it has one battery in it when it's supposed to have two, and I'm low key kind of freaking out right now.
I get
Because
it.
why is
I
it
get it.
going off?
I know.
Why is it
That's-
going off? There's been a lot of, well, I don't know. There's sometimes just weird things that go on when we're recording on my end. There's just like
Oh.
flashes and orbs, and
Well,
I don't.
now, and
Is
mind
this about to be
you,
host?
I
this is going to Kylie's house. You are like right by like the mountains, and
No.
it is
I
like
live in southern Ohio, like Bigfoot country. I live like 45 minutes away from Point Pleasant, like Mothman.
Oh
Yeah.
my God. I
yeah,
love Mothman so much. Okay. And that's not to go off topic, but that is such an underrated movie. Richard Gere, like that whole
Did
that
we
movie.
just become best friends?
you did. I just watched it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, again, my soul needed this. I needed to come on and talk to you two tonight. But
Yep.
I'm telling you what, the other night, my husband, well, not the other night, a couple weeks ago, he was sick and he needed chapstick. And I was like, remember in Mothman when he's talking to him, he's like, chapstick. And he says it lightly.
Yep.
And Greg's just staring at me. He's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, you don't remember that in Mothman? Like, what? The creepiest part of the whole movie.
My dad, he was a truck driver, and he drove to. So there it is again. I don't even know where it's at. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry,
You're
listeners.
good.
Bear with me. He would go to Point Pleasant a lot to drop off loads for like the trucking company he worked for, and he would like go into little diners and eat, and there would be a lot of people that were, had lived there their whole lives that were around like when the bridge collapsed and all the strange sightings and stuff. So I grew up with hearing about that. And then the movie came out, and I was gagged as a child watching that. Like, what do you
it's
mean?
traumatizing.
And I've been it's like now it's like Mothman Prophecies is on Tubi and stuff, and I have the book, The Mothman Prophecies, and I've been reading it. And I would really love to see another movie about this and more true to the book. Even though I love the movie, but the book definitely it's way creepier. And
I need to read it
there
then.
was just so much more going on that the movie did not even like really get into a whole lot.
Oh, shit.
But like there was just like the quote unquote men in black that were just running around. Yeah. There's also another fantastic docu-series called Hellier.
Oh my
And
God.
then there's like
Hellier,
Yeah.
we watched that. Kylie, I cannot believe that you brought up Hellions because we love that fucking show so much. It's so good.
Nobody talks about it and nobody knows about it, but it's fantastic. And I love Greg and his wife.
Yes, me
And
too. What's
I
her
just
name? Oh
say,
my God, what's her name?
oh God, what is her name? I know his Greg Newkirk, and I want to say her name's Katrina.
Diana?
I think Diana.
Is that what it
Yeah.
is? Oh my God.
Yeah. See, it's the smoke alarm agreeing. Every time, listen,
Yeah,
we're
they're
going to turn
like,
that into
yep.
every time that smoke alarm goes off, take a drink responsibly.
I would be incapacitated at the moment. And it's Dana Newark.
Dana
yes.
Newark.
Dana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It's just
Ki-
really good. I don't even know where it's at, guys.
It's gonna start floating
Kylie's-
behind you. It's gonna be like,
guys, we're just gonna ignore it for this episode, okay?
Yes.
I'm sorry,
Okay,
guys.
no.
I don't know what to tell you.
Be chill. But yeah, no, like Kylie really, like, you go down a hill to go in there, and like it is one of those like where it's in the middle of the nowhere, and like when we're driving,
Mm-hmm.
there are dead zones. Like we had one time where we took my car to go to the dollar store,
Yeah.
and literally like we couldn't get it started, and we were in a dead zone, and her and I are like, our kids are with Jim, and we thought we were only going to go to the store for like 2 seconds, and like we don't know if we're going. So like she's trying, and it finally has started, and we're like, we're getting out of here, we're going. It's nope.
You were freaking out more than I
pants.
was. Like that's like my neighborhood friendly Dollar General. Like Becca would have let me use the phone to call my husband. Like, but it is kind of creepy. But no, I think it's just my dead parents fucking with me. Remember the other day, like I stopped in my tracks because I was in here and I smelled cigarette smoke, and I've had this multiple times within the years, like because I vape, but like we don't smoke cigarettes. Like my husband quit smoking cigarettes quite a few years ago, but I'll smell cigarette smoke, and like I'm just like,
it happens.
Like, can we not? Like, I'm not in the mood, Susan and Rick. Like, if you just want to like talk and communicate, how about you just like say it with your chest?
Send a
not
bird
with the cigarette
instead of
smoke.
the cigarette smoke. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
we already talked about pulling out the Ouija board to have a conversation with them. Listen, at this point, just drop us an email.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Like do a seance night. Just be like, hey, can you not? Like what type of cig is it? And it'd be like MARB.
Now, mind you, though, for Kylie, for reference, this is the only thing that's happened, because then she has problems with snakes, and more specifically this summer we were there for Father's Day, and her and I were going to grill steaks, and all of a sudden they come in and they're like, there's a big snake back there, and you best believe I made Jim go grill those steaks because I wasn't going to fuck with it.
I've been terrified of them my whole life, but living where I live and like there's venomous snakes and stuff, like I just became more educated.
Yep.
And because I always thought like there's this movie with Kim Basinger I used to watch growing up called Africa, I think. But like her son got bit by a venomous snake and he died. So like I've just always thought you get bit by a snake, you're fucking dead. So like I'm Googling how to buy anti-venom, and it's like thousands and thousands of dollars.
Yep.
But as I've become more educated about them, like I'm honestly not as fearful. Am I gonna go pick one up off the fucking ground? Absolutely not.
I would
Am
die.
I going to like I'm not even gonna immediately like kill it. Like I used to be that way. Like a good snake is a dead snake. But I've come very far. But
I give you credit. I hate snakes. I grew up in Florida.
Yeah.
So that's why I was like, okay, so there's things that could eat a grandmother or my child or my dog. Yet then there's another one that could either be non-poisonous or it could be a black mamba and it could fucking kill me. And no, so I literally someone posted something like, what's your most like weirdest, fear? Mine is sitting on the toilet and having a snake come out from the toilet and bite my buns or my lips. And I am terrified. Like, I hate snakes with everything that I have.
You know what? That's valid. That is so valid.
Yep.
Because snakes just be anywhere up in everything in Florida. And I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah. No, Florida is like the Australia of the United States.
Yeah, like they
girlfriend.
were
Yes, it is.
like this past summer, like hiring people like
To kill
paying them
snakes.
huge amounts of money to kill Burmese pythons because they're just like an invasive, horrible species, like more than like the norm, and that's just like insane to me.
People are like dropping their pet, like they keep them, and then they get big, and then they release them into like. That's oh my god, I could never.
But the thing is that also happens up here because people don't want to talk about it. But Cedar Point is obviously part of Sandusky. It's an island off of Sandusky, actually. But people can go and Google this. But they just closed the boat ride like a year or two ago. But like the whole thing with the boat ride is they had like a giant snake. And a thing that like they like it was like a statue type thing, and it's supposed to be an animatronic, but the animatronics are not listen, it's Ohio, it's not the animatronics of like Kings Island. It's
right.
It's this random like this is what we're doing type thing. So regular, but like they closed the ride, and I talked to somebody and I was like, oh, I'm disappointed because my son likes going to Cedar Point and I can ride very few rides. And all of a sudden, I talked to somebody and they're like, well, the reason, because originally there was a boat ride that like was there years prior, but they took it down and they had a lot of like animatronics. Well, the reason why they don't like doing things on this island, because Cedar Point is an island, but then there's this island in the middle that they like made for like the boat ride or whatever. The like area has snakes and they cannot keep them out like in control. And they are just like raging there, and they cannot get people to like go and do that. And mind you, they built like a whole fortress by it. And
my feet are up on the chair right now. You're talking, and I'm like literally on my work chair, like feet up, because the thought of that.
No, so I'm just like that. No, we're not. Nope. We're not doing that. So my last question before we really start getting into it, which really we're gonna wrap up. Like we're gonna do a few things and wrap up because we kind of talked about a lot. But this is probably gonna be a very spicy one.
Ooh, okay.
So obviously, we are all horror podcasters here.
Yeah.
The question I have, and we don't have to turn this into like a nasty thing,
yeah.
But what is one thing that instantly turns you off from another horror podcast?
Ooh, that is a great question. I think cockiness. I think cockiness and dismissal of opinions. Do you know what I mean? Because there's some podcasters that are very matter of fact when it's clearly a very subjective topic. And if you're not willing to have conversations or to see a different point of view, what's the point? I mean, you're doing it for you, but what's the point? Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like people do podcasting to kind of get people's takes and to have conversation pieces. And when you're cocky about something or when you're arrogant and you don't want to hear anything, that turns me right off, and I don't want anything to do with it.
Yeah, I would agree. I would agree.
I mean? Yep.
Yeah, I would definitely agree. Kylie, what about you? I'd be interested to hear yours.
What are you talking about? What turns okay, I'm gonna be honest. I don't listen to a lot of podcasts. Or I'm not a TikToker. I'm not a TikToker. I've been posting like since I started doing like my own reviews, like as Kylie Carr, that weird girl Kylie. I get on there and post stuff, but I have my notifications muted. What turns me off is kind of just like berating people for not liking certain things,
Yep.
or certain movies and thinking that they are just like Robert Ebert,
Mhm.
like especially when it comes to like independent horror filmmaking.
Yes.
You don't understand. People just truly, I don't think they understand what it takes to make a movie. I don't
Mhm.
understand what it takes to make a movie. I've never made one in my life, but the blood, sweat, and tears
Yep.
that goes into these passion projects, like these aren't people with big fucking budgets like from Blumhouse and A24, okay? Like
Yeah.
they're fucking struggling to pay their fucking bills, but they're trying to like do some art and live out their dream, okay?
Yep. Yep. And we need to
And
support that.
and we need to support that because I'm telling you right now, there's more original ideas in the independent horror film genre than there
Yep.
is to some of these big budget movies. Like
1000%.
I'm just not, and I also I don't like the horror content creators that are just like you get snubbed and like some of their horror picks like my favorite franchise is The Conjuring. Well, that tells me everything I need to know about you.
Say less, honey. Say less. It's like, all right, gotcha.
Yeah. I
That
feel
tells
like
me everything I need to know about you, and you're not new to this or true to this like us. And
Mhm.
I think it is like because horror is so popular now. Like I
Yep.
love hate it because
Same.
where was this energy when I was like a 12-year-old kid, like talking about Freddy Krueger and Michael Myers and like, oh, you're weird. Why do you like Halloween so much? Well, my fucking birthday's in October, you bitch. And
Yeah,
so
or
is my
I
little
just see people get
sisters. Like,
flashed up. You
yeah,
know?
like
Yeah.
what is so wrong with that? But now you like horror and it's cool, but the
Mhm.
ones that you like are fucking whack.
Because they're super mainstream, and I'm glad that you say that
Yeah.
because as much as I said this earlier, I love that horror is getting the recognition that I feel is warranted because I've rallied horror since I was little. Is I just can't with certain things.
Yeah, I just don't like for for me especially, and this is the other side of it.
Mhm.
I have been a vampire person since the day I found out they existed. Like we're
Yep.
talking like 8, 9-year-old Cass. Like I talk about it, but like watching Blade was
Mhm.
like a religious experience for me.
I love
Like
that for you.
I absolutely loved like, and I was the person in high school that people thought was weird because I was
Yep.
carrying around a vampire encyclopedia, trying to watch every single vampire movie I could watch every book. I had the Anne Rice books with me. I
Yes.
also had like Sleepy Hollow, the Tree of Death on my notebooks. I would like print them out and put them on there. But people
Mhm.
thought I was just fucking weird. They
Yep.
thought I was weird for liking Eric Draven and thinking like these things and stuff like that. And I remember being younger, and the first tattoo I got, which I still have, guys, is on my back, and it's I can't rain. It can't rain all the time with crows. And I
Oh, I love
remember
that.
I remember people being like, "What the fuck is this
Mhm.
shit?"
Yep.
And like being judged for that. So I'm not saying like gatekeeping, but now all of a sudden because we have like the rise of book talk, which I think is great in so many ways,
Yep.
but because vampires are like it, especially what kind of drove me nuts too in high school was like the Vampire Diaries of it all and like Twilight. Like I liked Twilight when I first read it, but like when that came out, I'm just like, there are other vampires like
Yeah,
right
this
over
isn't the
here.
only this is not the
Yeah,
tell-all of
like
vampires.
it was just so weird. And people who
I don't know, like horror has gotten me through some of the most difficult times of my
yeah,
Same.
life, my
Same. Yep.
childhood, my teenage years, and
Yep.
addiction,
Yep.
getting clean and being in recovery and like discovering like horror again and like
Yes.
watching movies
Mhm.
and just like especially like with the loss of both of my parents. Like I
Yeah.
remember like it was 2 months after I had came onto Horrorcraft, I lost my mom suddenly.
yep.
And I had just discovered Hell House like quite a few months prior to this.
Mhm.
And I remember when Carmichael Manor was coming out, and like I was just holding on for fucking dear life for this movie to hit Shudder in
Yeah.
October.
Mhm.
And like I just don't even like it. Just when I'm having a bad day, I put on I put on all the Hell Houses
Yeah.
and everything's
Yeah.
fine. You know what I mean? Like, it's just so much more than just like blood and gore to me. Like, there's just, I don't know, man. It's helped me process through certain traumas. It's helped
Yeah.
me think of life in certain different perspectives. It's not
Yep.
just like a cash grab, clout chase. It's just not. And there's just so many people out there like this. Like, it's like Cass. Cass is the vampire encyclopedia, you guys.
I love
Like,
it. Yes.
she is,
And
like,
wear that
she
proudly,
is.
girlfriend. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Well, and it's the fact of I spent time watching a lot of these, and even I've been open about the fact that like what I watched younger is
Mhm.
not what I watched young adult wise, and what I watched after being pregnant was
Yeah.
not what I watch now. And like it definitely did change. And like for me too, like Horrorcraft, the actual name of it comes
Mhm.
from like the trauma, like
Yeah.
for those of you who don't know and like are hearing this, I've talked about this before, but like my friend had me watch American Horror Story. I had not watched it at that point in time, but
Mhm.
when I was going through domestic violence and
Yeah.
I was hanging on by a thread,
Mhm.
going through that and being a single mom and trying to figure out my life, my friend had me watch American Horror Story and had me watch other ones. And it was a comment that I think Ryan Murphy made. And it was
Yep.
talking about like the craft of horror and how that like how beautiful that is and stuff like that. And I was trying to
Mhm.
think of something, and like we had so many like weird fucking names and things for that for Horrorcraft when we first started, and like we were just trying to find something that like took on a life of its own. So then it's
Yep.
like what would be the best one? And it was like, oh, you're good at your craft, you're good at your skill. Well, the
Yep.
only thing I've ever really been truly fully good at, other than running my mouth, is horror. So
Yeah.
Horrorcraft. And so, but like for me, it's about the exploration. And I feel like if you get on here and you're only limiting yourself to these certain movies,
Yep.
I understand, but somebody who truly wants to be in all of this
Mhm.
is somebody that's going to explore deeper. And for a lot of us, like we didn't have the accessibility.
No.
Like I
Yeah.
remember going and physically touching a tape, going and physically touching a DVD.
Yeah. I
Like
miss
there
those
was
nights
just,
of going to Blockbuster and or like your local video store and being like, what am I gonna watch? And I would be my little, teen self looking at the horror section and just looking at the covers, like which one looks the gnarliest? Which one, what am I in the mood for? Am I in the mood for gore? Am I in the mood for, something scary? I miss those days. Like I miss
yeah. I
doing
just
that.
miss also when we like didn't dissect things as much, because
Same.
it's just one of those things where it's like I was just happy that sci-fi slapped some horror things on the TV and I could watch it in the
Hell yeah.
in Ohio
Mhm.
and watch these. And there are some that I still watch today. Like I'm sorry, Otter Vosloo from The Mummy. If your numbers are getting ran up from that Odysseus Voyage to the Underworld movie that you did on Sci-Fi like
Yeah.
many years ago, it's me late at night because I put that shit on all the time. But
Fuck
like
yes.
certain things like that, like it's just one of those where I feel like it's just we have to get back to where it's connecting, and a lot of people
Mhm.
aren't focused on those aspects anymore. So it's
No.
just one of those things where I just want us to like connect, because let's face it, in a world that's trying to divide us, horror is really the only thing left that isn't like trying to tear everyone apart. Like
Exactly. And that's the common denominator is horror has always, for me, horror has always been my my heart, you know what I mean? Like you were saying, Kylie, you had a bad day, you throw on Hell House movies. That's how I was. I'd throw on Jaws because it reminded me of my grandparents when I was having a bad day. You know what I mean? Like you put that
Yeah.
on for comfort, because horror has brought me nothing but comfort, because people think it's just blood and gore, but there's so much substance. Like Train to Busan, for example.
oh my gosh,
Beautiful, beautiful fucking movie. An
yes.
international movie too, because everyone's against, reading and subtitles, but I have never sobbed. I'm telling you, sobbed the way that I did watching that movie and feeling the connection with the characters and the like even talking about it makes me want to choke up, like the sacrifice that he made for his daughter. It's like it gives me goosebumps talking about it because it's just so impactful, and I'm so thankful to have that. You know what I mean? Like to have that experience because it's beautiful.
Yeah, it's kind of like how people when I was growing up, I would explain like how I felt like the crow, and obviously, like
Mhm.
my uncle is the one who showed it to me. My uncle passed away 2 weeks after my son was born, and like we did an episode on it for Dios Dos Los Muertos, that we paid homage to the people we loved.
Oh, that's
Unfortunately,
beautiful.
during that month, my son was also in the hospital twice, so we didn't get fully out what we wanted to. But the
Mhm.
whole idea of that was the connective tissue, which is I can now watch that movie
Yep.
and see how like and really feel those feelings, because like
Yeah.
my uncle was an Eric Draven type. He was a creative, he was a musician, like
Yep.
he was fantastic, he was a wonderful person, and he had a fiance who was a wonderful girl.
Yeah.
And since like his death, like even just this summer, like finding out information about both of them that I had not known before, and
Mhm.
really letting myself process
Yeah.
what was going on was crazy. And it was the first time I really feel some like it was the first time I was able to let myself feel his death actually, like the feelings that I felt back, that
Yeah.
I held back because I was trying to be solid for other people, or trying to keep my stuff together, because Braden was also like newborn, hospitalization, like there was
Yeah.
just a lot going on. But how many times Braden's been in the hospital? I watch movies while he goes through certain things. Like
Mhm.
Yep.
the last couple times he's been in the hospital, it's been really fucking hard because my kid is 13 years old and he
Yeah.
has hella strength. And trying to get a kid that doesn't needs to get something done but doesn't want to
Mhm.
do it, he has to get sedated and all these other things. And there
Yeah.
are just times where it's hard because I'm having to hold him down, and it's, mom, why did you do this to me, and all these emotions. And you can, say to yourself, oh, it's my child, I'm not going to take, but it's hard in the moment because you already feel bad enough that you're doing something like that to your kid.
Right.
But then hearing that also hurts you. And so it was nice to be able to have horror as a backbone. And it did give me the ability to watch certain movies and stuff like that. But that's what I would do, because there would be long periods of time where he would be asleep after being sedated and stuff. And I just didn't want my mind to get the best of me,
Of course
because
not.
I would fall apart.
Yeah, because
So it was
you're gonna
like,
sit thinking about it, so it's like, what other way than to just kind of escape and watch something that's familiar that, like, brings you either emotions you know you're gonna have or ones that are, gonna evoke something that you didn't know existed.
yeah, and
Yep.
it's just like that's how we process and we deal with a lot of things. Like
Mhm.
and we're able to truly like live with certain things. And that's where I'm just like, we need to realize that that's why it's horror that heals. Like
Yeah,
Yep.
1000%.
it's that comfort level of things. So getting into some of the questions that we can talk about after we've gotten out of the icebreakers after an hour and 17 minutes, because we kind of just talked about everything that we wanted to talk about with actually which happens at Horrorcraft.
Yes.
It does.
But
It does.
this is kind of, so this was the part I was going to bring up, but this is challenges that
Mhm.
women don't talk about enough in horror.
Okay.
And what has been the most unexpected challenge of being a woman in horror podcasting that you faced?
Oh my goodness. Being doubted for any, like, knowledge, or you know what I mean? Like, I just feel like sometimes people discredit women with their, critiques, with their takes, with their input on it, and it's like, I don't know, sometimes I have some insightful motherfucking thoughts. Other times I'm just like, "Eh," you know what I mean? Like, maybe, it
Yep.
doesn't warrant a reaction, or I don't really resonate with it, but I do feel like we're kind of, like, doubted a lot.
Yeah,
Oh
And
yeah.
yeah,
and
most
especially
definitely.
in horror talk, in all of the social media platforms, it's like, I feel like, we see a lot of the men have huge followings, and, some of the women, yeah, there are some creators that have a decent following, but I don't think we're taken as serious as we should be.
We're
Yeah,
not.
yeah,
Mhm,
most definitely. Like, there's just like an invalidity, especially if you are a woman, you're a
mhm.
strong woman, you're a woman that has a family,
Yep.
Yep.
and like automatically it's what's wrong with you? Why are you doing? Why are you
Yep.
taking time away from your kids? Why are
Mhm.
you doing this? Like, there's a lot, and then also there's just the weird things that people put in your inbox. As a plus size woman on Horror Talk, I will tell you, if I ever did a segment where I read out loud the
What people sent
DMs
you?
or things that I've got sent,
Mhm.
you guys would be appalled.
See, now
Appalled.
I believe that, and, thankfully for me, because I've, not that but I'm just, people know that I have, and I know sometimes people don't care if you have a family, or if you have a
Right.
significant other, or
Mhm.
any of those extremely important factors. But, like, the thing of it is like, do you think that I'm here for your unsolicited cat calls? Like, no, I'm here to talk horror, you stupid shit. Like, get out of my inbox. The last thing I want to do is put any attention to you. Let's talk about Maniac. Let's talk
Yeah.
about, you know, um, what's a good revenge movie on guys? Anything like that. I would be like, like, have you ever seen blah
Revenge
blah 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 blah.
by
Revenge. Yeah, exactly.
yeah, or
Um,
like certain things like that. Yeah, no, I will say the wildest one I've ever got is somebody listened to an episode of us and left a comment that even Instagram folded, and it was like,
oh no.
you should do vocal porn. Here's a link, and I will help set you up. Like,
You're
you
just
should
like,
do
oh shit.
erotic. I was like, what about me talking about horror and talking shit? Okay. All
Okay,
right.
yep.
All right. I
Noted.
get it. I get it.
You have a more
I get it.
seductive voice than I do.
I think both your
Yeah, and
voices are very seductive and very welcoming and engaging. So, I mean,
it
yeah.
might have, and that was even before we did like the episodes where I had the robe
Mhm.
on my back, like, big, like, come hither robe. So
Yep.
what about that? Like, I think it was an episode that I even was in pajamas. What about
I love
my,
that.
like, vampire lip pajamas
Yeah.
excited
Maybe
you?
it was what was you wearing? Was it for the Sweeney Todd episode? You
The
were in
that
the
was more recently, but yeah, that was an actual corset, guys. If you didn't know behind the scenes,
Oh
LJ and
shit.
Kylie can both tell you, I was pulling that thing down because it literally wanted to, like, and I had to
Suck you
sit
in.
with it, like, put up there, but it literally, like, my chest was trying to escape
Oh
that
my
outfit the
god.
whole entire time that we were recording, and it was like that was not an outfit meant to sit in. So
Well, good
it's
for you for
okay.
rocking that though, because hell yeah to a corset, but people are just so weird too. And also, like, why would my thing is even if I found someone attractive in a regard to speak freely, I don't think that I would just blast it on their page, or like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just such weird behavior.
It's weird energy. And I talk about a lot of men in unhinged ways on here. I do.
Gerard
But
Butler.
Yep.
Gerard Butler, like, we're gonna talk, like,
We're
he
gonna
was my
get
crush.
like
That might
paperwork from his lawyer.
But really, truly,
With
it's
love
not.
and peace, my friend. With love
Yep.
and peace.
It would
We're
be one of those
going
things
to
where
get a TPO.
it's one of those things where I could separate the character, though. Like, I think Gerard Butler is attractive? Absolutely. Do I think he's great as the Phantom in Dracula? Yes.
Mhm.
But if I saw him in real life, that is a real person. And while
Exactly.
he is attractive, like, that is a line I would not cross. I'm attracted to his character,
There we
who
go.
he is in a movie. He
Mhm.
is not that person in real life.
Yes.
Gerard Butler is not secretly Dracula. As
There we
much
go.
as I would love to be like that, to be like a Lestat
Or
situation
the Phantom.
or the Phantom, like, I would love that. Like, I've kicked around the idea of making a Cass getting carried away by the Phantom sticker
Mhm.
for a while as plus size, and I do feel like eventually it's going to happen. We
Do
have to
it.
get our waning guard.
We did an episode on this, and it was like after Christmas. I had COVID, and I was watching.
I made her go through Phantom of the Opera,
And I did
I owe
like
her.
a reaction video, and like Christine fainted, and he just picked her up in his lair, and I'm like, that's Cass.
Cass.
That's Cass. That's her
That's
right
Cass.
there. That's her
who
right
she,
there.
That's who she is as a person.
love
But
it.
yeah, I also know the line, and I will tell you, Kylie can back this up. I'm the first person too that we have some attractive friends.
Mhm.
And if I see anybody in the comment section or saying things disgustingly or
Mhm.
objectifying them,
Yep.
I am the first person to be like, you need to back the F up.
Like,
Like,
calm
respectfully.
down. Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't know. Like I just I don't tolerate that. Like I
Thankfully, like, I did like an Evil Dead like photo shoot with an amazing photographer, Pete's Photography. And I did like a female version of Ash, but like a vamped up one, like not super sexy, but you know, and I was nervous to have it posted, but thankfully the comments were not like super crass, and it was more like supportive of like woman energy, you know, that type of stuff. So I'm here for that. The one thing though that pissed me off in my podcasting online, someone called me Macaulay Culkin. Someone told me I look like Macaulay Culkin.
what?
I was like, I like question marked it. I'm like, thanks. Is that bad? Is that good? Like, the fuck?
I mean,
and then
he is very, very handsome, but like,
well, thank you,
feel-
Kylie.
I think he is like he's an older man now. Like he's a good looking guy. Okay.
Yeah.
But that's just, I feel like that was not in like a
nice way. And it was by a man, like, shocker. You know what I mean? I'm just like, so why would you even, and I didn't even like, it wasn't like, hey, drop a celebrity I look like. It was literally posting about horror, and they're like, you look like Macaulay Culkin. And I'm just like, where the fuck did this come from? And like, do you just go on random women's pages to make them to say that they look like men? Like, that's just odd.
That's rude.
I know.
It's very rude. It's crazy because when we first started this, Brittany did a prank where she came to my house and she yeah, so I'm going to bring it to our next question, which was how well, okay, so what I was actually saying, going back to it, is Brittany surprised me dressed up as a killer clown. And I did not know that she was going to do it. She just asked me if Jim wasn't here, and she parked, because I have a parking lot like right next to my apartment where there's a auto body shop. She had her husband park. She walked out in front of all these guys at the auto body shop, came, and she was Shorty from Killer Clowns and opened the door. Funniest shit that ever happened. But months later, I go back through my DMs.
Oh no.
And somebody, because when I opened the door, I am in my pajamas. I think I wasn't in like the best outfit.
Yeah.
I was just like, when I'm at home, I'm in shorts and a tank top, maybe crop top.
Yep.
Like I'm that girl. And somebody was like, of course she went to your door because you're looking like a clown, like something really weird. And I was like, it was from a dude. And
Yeah,
I was like,
of course.
and mind you, she posted it on her stuff. So this person had to selectively go to my stuff and comment this. And Brittany and I both I'm a plus size person. Brittany is a mid-size person.
Yep.
And I'm like, okay, all right. What are we doing?
It's micro penis energy. That's all it is.
Yes.
That's all it is.
Because then you get these people, these guys, like we have so many guys in our life doing this that are good looking guys, and none of them have ever said any shit about us.
And like, usually the most respectful ones. Like there's a couple, and I'm just like, you're whoever raised you right, and you have some great genes. You know what I mean? Like it's just it's also nice to know that there are decent human beings out there, because again, you're allowed to have an opinion about someone. You can, like, we, you know what I mean? Like we can say we want, but it's knowing to like actually say it out loud to, you know what I mean? Like we have intrusive thoughts. We all have those. There's no denying that. But the fact that someone can just brazenly message someone they don't know and say something, it's like, who are you, dude? Like, get out of here with
Yeah.
your stank ass breath.
Yeah, no, it's definitely little dick energy. And I'm just gonna
Yes.
be honest. You
MPE.
can't impress
You
me
know
with any
what
of that.
though?
Mhm.
When I finally get my hands on one of the Hell House clown masks,
Ooh, all
it's
done.
it's over.
Yeah.
It's done. It's done.
Game over.
Yeah, because listen, I will say this about Kylie as a friend. People probably don't think this way, and they think we're just saying this to say this. But if you think I'm bad, Kylie is 1,000 times worse. Kylie will be monitoring my comments, and if one motherfucker pops up,
Mm-hmm.
she's gonna know everything about them.
Yep. Well, that's good that you have that person in your corner, because I got that with my Ghoulish Adventures tea. And whenever someone does not come corrected, she'll be right there to correct you. 1,000%.
Oh, I'm going to your page. I'm roasting your mama,
Listen,
your baby mama, because
Yep.
it's just unnecessary. Like, I think it's not nice to talk shit about somebody's weight because you can't say nothing else about the person.
Right.
And like, if you're going out
Mhm.
of your way to do those things, you're a piece of shit, and like, you need to go to therapy.
That's it. Everyone needs a therapist, because people literally do not know how to be a human. I don't even want to say decent human, a human, because like I'm telling you, I don't know what the hell's wrong with people, and I wish I could say it's getting better. It's getting worse, and we need like a course correction on manners and how you should treat people.
Yeah, most definitely.
We need lots of things. We got
Mhm.
Bailey Sarian on the internet with no makeup on,
Crying.
sobbing her fucking
And
her eyes
listen,
out. Okay.
Yep.
That was, first of all, that was wild. And second of all, I'm just gonna go ahead and put this on blast.
Yep.
But to the person who thought they were so comfortable to come on the internet, to come on Facebook and talk shit about my child being in a Beyblade group and posting a video about his Beyblades,
I roasted
and say,
the shit out of that person.
I hope you have enough aloe to apply to the burn that Kylie and I both flamed you with, because you're a dick.
Yeah. Oof.
Yeah,
I could only imagine
Well, and listen, my child handled it. My child's like, you're mean.
Yeah.
And do you feel cool saying things like that to people who actually want to play Beyblades? And handled it the respectful way. Kylie and I are not respectful. You come from either one of our kids.
Yep.
Like,
I will fight you. I'll fight the kid, and I will fight the mama. And if I have to fight grandma, I will too, because that's, I stand on business. And my kid, she does not, and I'm not saying anything bad about anyone's child. So I'm going to preface with that. She is not into Taylor Swift. She does not have a Stanley. She does not wear all the cool clothing. She wears Metallica shirts. She wears a hat. She is a tomboy through and through. She loves what she loves. And people now are asking her, are you trans? And she's like, not that it's any of your fucking business, but what does it matter to you? What does it matter to you? And they just sit there dumbfounded. And I'm like, people actually ask you this? And she's like, yeah, I don't know why they're so concerned with me. I'm like, I don't either, because you're different and you don't care about being different. So that triggers them in some way, because they truly want, you know what I mean? Like, it's either they want to truly be themselves, or they're just horrible people.
They want to quantify people, because my son, he is the kindest kid to a lot of other kids.
Yep.
But he is different, and people want to slap a label on it. But like, he loves Hello Kitty. He loves doing face masks. He loves painting his nails. He loves doing all of these things, but he also loves like Five Nights at Freddy's and Fortnite and all of these other things. He's just a kid. But there have been people, like, we went school shopping one time, and he picked out this like unicorn backpack, and there was this cashier that was like, oh, are you sure you should be getting this for him?
Oh my God.
And I'm like,
no.
I
would have been flabbergasted. I would have been like, did you just ask me that? Because
we put it back. We put it back. I was like, we'll go get someone different. But like, my child's able to be, especially after everything medically he goes through. I don't care if my kid decides he wants to act like a cat tomorrow,
Yeah.
like as long as
you're
he's
not an
healthy and
asshole.
happy,
Mhm.
yeah, I would be more offended. I am less offended that my kid calls somebody else's kid an asshole than my kid actually saying that you're stupid or you're unintelligent or something actually like vile and disgusting to somebody's person.
Yeah, exactly.
Bro,
It's
you remember
yeah.
the other day when I told you Julian was on the VR and he was telling this kid that was being mean to him, well, your dad drinks beer. And I'm like, where the fuck did you, where'd you hear that? Like, because we don't, like me and my husband both, like we're both in recovery, like we don't drink, like we don't do anything. So he doesn't see a lot of that. Like, I don't even know where he heard that from, but we had to have a conversation with him. Like, just because someone drinks beer doesn't mean that they're a bad person, buddy. Okay, people
And
like,
that's good that you say that to him, because sometimes it's just like a misconception and kids say things they don't even know what they're meaning, you know?
yeah,
Yeah.
he was like, your dad drinks beer and you drink beer too. And I'm like, what the fuck, Julian? What the hell?
The problem that I have right now is, for as bad as I am, and I have some moments, Kylie could tell you, I could truly take it to hell if I really want to. Like, people underestimate my ability to do so. But Braden is 1,000 times worse. And Kylie has heard those conversations where I'll be talking about something and Braden will be like,
They're
yeah,
a fucking
and
bitch.
that fucking bitch said something.
I will kick their ass, Mom. And it's like, Braden,
I need you to like slow down, take
Like,
the
appreciate
energy.
you, but we don't need that quite yet. We thank you for being protected, but we don't need that yet.
Put the unfiltered tism back in the box. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Those are inside thoughts. But listen,
Yes.
if Zane could speak, he would be saying the same things. So.
Oh yeah. I'm the one that's like the video trend of like, I'm sorry, and Braden's got his middle fingering up, being like, you're a bitch, and I'm like, and I'll turn around and be like, but actually, he wasn't wrong.
Yeah, right. It's like, well, he's speaking the truth. Yeah. I know. My kid came home today because they're removing asbestos from the school. She literally had, and I will literally send it to you both. She came home with a bulleted piece of paper of the concerns that she had, what they're going to do about it, and what she thinks is concerning. And I'm like, you are going to change the world, girl. I'm like, I hope that you do something big in your life, because like, who does that? You know, she's just like,
if I had a daughter, it would be your daughter. Hands down.
It. Yep, 100%. Because she's, and if you knew her, she's just such a cool. I'm like, how are you inherently cool? Like, where did you learn this from? Because I'm a nerd. Your dad's a nerd. Like, where? But she's just, I don't know. She's a great human being, and I feel like the kids are going to change the world because we need that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, those are the kids that are going to save the world, quite frankly, because there's a lot of really fuck ass kids out here that are just we all grew up with them, right? They peaked in high school and that was fucking it for them.
Well, then they have kids.
Those are the kinds of kids that are going,
But then they had
those are the kids that are going to save the world. Yep. They're going to save us from the world ending.
Well, that's the kid that called her trans. She said that he was like a jockey kid. I'm like, well, his family probably never left the town lines. They probably peaked in high school, and he's probably a jock because that's the only thing that he can really get out of high school is a scholarship for a sport. And you know, you should feel sorry for him because he clearly can't see past like a 2-dimensional thing. Like his brain can't grasp that, like, maybe just because I don't wear girly clothes that I'm still a girl, but I can wear boy. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. That's a whole different tangent that I could go on.
Yeah, like I was like that growing up, very tomboy. I still am. Cass does the most girliest things, and I'm just like, take my girl of them.
See, the thing is like
not.
The thing is I feel like that's what balances out our friendship so well, is like we ground each other in those different ways where we like have like our different contributing factors. And I feel like that's what makes us like merge together so well, is, you know, we're different sides of the coin in our own right, but when we come together, there's just something about it that makes sense.
It's a great energy,
So-
and
Yeah, like-
I love it. You guys are such a good dynamic.
Yeah, Cass
Thank
is
you.
going to show up in a tutu. I'm going to have like a black t-shirt, a flannel, and my Air Force Ones or some Chucks, you
Oh,
know?
yes.
And
hat.
really, Kylie has helped me dial back a little bit just because I realize that some of that sometimes can be a traumatic, like a trauma defense for me, because I always felt like I had to be the person on because I automatically knew the world was going to fuck with me because of
Yep.
so many different things. And so she has helped me kind of like dial it back and tune it up a little bit to where it actually has like my own style. Like I always talk about I'm the person now that I always wanted to be, but it's honestly because I feel comfortable enough in a space to do so. Like
Which is
there
a
was a
beautiful
lot
thing.
growing up. I wouldn't be able to have like the chunky money pieces, wearing this outfit, being sexy, having a crop top, certain things like that, dressing like a Monster High character.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't have been able to do a lot of that. But like it's just the fact that I feel safe in certain regards to be able to be that person, but not feel like I have to dial it up 20,000% because the world is already going to fuck with me because I'm daring to do that. Like,
Exactly. Yes.
that's what I think is so different about that. So, and she's the first person that will stand next to me as I'm wearing a tutu or like a big bat dress, or I'm wearing something absolutely ridiculous. And she'd be like, that's my best friend. I
Yep.
don't know what you want me to tell you. Like
Yep.
you knew this, she was going to show up like this.
Yep. And you know what? I'd be on the
So-
opposite side being like, and this is beautiful. And if you got a problem with it, then we'd be smacking you. You're going to get 6 hands.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Yep. Pretty fucking much.
pretty much. So what
But I love that when that, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I love when you meet that person that you feel comfortable in the safe space, because I feel like everyone's entitled to that safe space, and it's really nice when it's a person. You can call like a person your safe space.
Yeah, I think it's different too because we've been so jaded by the idea of female friendship, but sometimes there is just that person that comes along, and it's like that person that you know is just going to walk it beside you in life with certain things. And like I have truly never felt judged by anything that I've ever said to Kylie. And there are some times where I just want to like hide back certain things, and Kylie doesn't let me. And she kind of has helped me deal with a lot of like really traumatic things and really things that could have just killed me. Like this last year could have killed me.
Bro, like I used to be a real piece of shit, okay? And just a degenerate. Especially like just when I was using and stuff, like definitely there are worse people that were doing worse things, but I did a lot of bad shit. So like you're not going to tell me anything that like I haven't already done or done like it's just yeah, you know. I think sometimes I surprise the shit of just my old stories about things. Like she just does it, you know. A lot of people they don't know that version of me. I haven't been that version a really long time, so hearing those things, it's like, what the fuck? But like I have had to fight so much judgment in life, and especially from like friends and family. Like I don't know, Cass could murder somebody tomorrow, and like both of us were going to justify it. Like I don't know what to tell you. They probably had it coming.
You both know where the body is.
Yeah. I told that to her while she was pregnant. I was like, listen, you could literally murder someone in front of me with a car, and I would be figuring out how to and I would be like, she is emotional because she is pregnant, and my friend is under an extreme amount of pressure, and I think you are just fighting. You are just part of the problem.
Bro, that is not what you were preaching earlier. She's like, I love you, friend, but we don't need you pregnant ever again. I'm like, yeah, I know. I'm insane when I'm
No,
pregnant.
I mean when
am
you were pregnant, but
insane.
I am that friend that's like, listen, I did tell her, I was like, I'll respect any choice you make, but like, you barely made it through, like, and I was more or less talking about the fact that like there were multiple times that like your morning sickness and just sickness in general almost took you out, and I was afraid you weren't coming back. Like, I still have trauma responses from open that door and being like, Kylee, are you alive in there? And like going and like stealthily, like, do you need me to get Gatorade? Like, I felt like fucking Nosferatu just like creeping in there, like, hey,
Popping your head in.
sure you're okay?
I've traveled over many oceans to be.
I
To get you
traveled over.
Gatorade.
I traveled over the different floors of Johnny and Friends to bring you this Sprite. Don't worry, I got the kids. Bye.
She like takes off floating. She's just like, pang.
At least you don't have that ridiculous mustache that fucking that guy did.
I know.
I hated that
right?
mustache. I hated it.
Bro, it'd have been
I did
hot
too.
without the mustache. The mustache is what got me. Like, fucking shave that shit, bro.
I was like,
don't-
what?
It's so fake
Don't-
and just stop it.
Don't keep it.
Stop it.
No.
But no,
Gosh.
seriously, like, we do go on vacation.
Friend, you bring the gas. I'll like the match.
Yep. That's our, and actually we are planning on like possibly getting that tattooed at some point, because we do say that an exorbitant amount of times, where we do
Pretty
talk
much.
about that, but we are kind of like the Wayne and Garth, so we get into just so many situations and so many just funny things, like the time we were at Jungle Gyms, and she went up to one of the fish and she was like, "You were Bruce's fuck ass kids, aren't you?" And like was tapping on the dead fish, and then we got the shit
Bro, what
scared
was
out
that
of us.
one episode we were fucking talking about? People died, and it was something really fucking traumatic. People died. Yeah,
People
I don't
died.
remember what that was. I think it
Or,
was
like,
we were talking about Ghost Ship. I don't
No,
remember.
we were talking
bro.
about 13, and we were talking about 13 Ghosts.
Yeah.
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 Because we were talking about, like, we were trying to figure out if Dead Meat was right or not about them saying how many people, like, actually probably got murdered in the beginning scene and stuff. And we were comparing it to Ghost Ship, and we were like, the point is people died, and we just like kept it going. Or like when we were talking about Crimson Peak, and we were like, and at the end of the day, it's incest, guys. Like they were fucking.
I'm
And
sitting
shit.
here researching the history of when did people think it was not a great idea to have sex with your family. I just want to know when it
Yeah.
started becoming like socially unacceptable.
Yeah.
know.
It was.
Yeah.
It was just like we've had so as many moments as we've had here off camera, we have so many more, and just so many
Undocumented.
things
Yes.
that happen, like, and that just really we could be rolling the whole time. Like Kylee and I could have like a reality show, and I don't think people would believe just how like we are truly the Wayne and Garth of the horror, like women horror talk. Like
I love that connection. I love that analogy. You guys should vlog. You should vlog your interactions, because
we
I would watch
are,
that.
but also we did talk about we're gonna try
Hold
to do
on,
a Wayne
I'm
and
about
Garth.
to hit the chat with Sarah right now. We need a sticker.
We need a Wayne and Garth sticker. So yeah, we're making it like a whole thing. But yeah,
Love it.
to wrap all of this up, what is something you wish audience understood about women-led horror podcast?
Ooh, that we put not saying that, men don't put the work in, but, women, we have either children or, responsibilities in that regard. And there's so much time and effort that goes into it. And also to be taken seriously, we're putting ourselves out there. You know what I mean? So it's just like, it's tough. It's tough
It
to
is.
navigate, because I just feel like we're never taken seriously. I never feel
Yeah.
like we are held to the standard, like this woman could be the number one, blah, blah, blah. This person, this female could make the best horror movie. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just feel like we're so disregarded, and it's like, watch what we can do. Watch what we're doing. You know what I mean? Like and it's just scratching the surface of what is to come.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
also too, I think people don't realize the time behind it.
Mhm.
And it
Yes.
really is one of those things where you pour your heart and soul, whatever you have left at the end of the day in this,
Yep.
and people don't take you seriously for that. Like, Kylie and
true.
I, a lot of times it's watching the movies, it's having meetings with each other.
Mhm.
Like, there are genuinely times where Kylie and I are on the phone for such a long period of time because we're discussing things, and we both got interrupted multiple times that we forget that we're on the phone with each other. Like the other day, she was like, "Oh shit, I forgot you were there." I was like, "Yeah, I'm just chilling." It's
Yeah.
to the point where Raiden is so used to hearing my voice. I feel like half the time he has a fit if I haven't talked to him at least
Yeah.
once a day.
Uh-huh. He did.
Oh
He
my
did.
God.
What was it? Yesterday. It was like
Yeah,
yesterday. But like, I
yeah,
mean, Raiden's been hearing your voice since he was in my belly.
yeah.
Like my phone was
Oh my
always like on my
God.
belly. So like, but I don't know, man. He was like yesterday. He was like getting mad because he heard your voice, and I'm like, here she is. You see her? You see her?
And as soon as she turned the camera around, he just started
He's like,
cheesing, and he was like,
hi. Yeah.
"Hi,"
Oh,
and he's like,
Hi.
"How are you doing?" But it
Auntie
is,
Cass.
it's a huge time commitment. When we travel together, we
Yep.
have to make so many arrangements to do so. Like
Yes.
the planning that just went in just so we could have one day at Scarefest together.
Yep.
Like that was mental gymnastics.
I'm
Like
sure.
a lot of the things that we have to do, and just having like, keeping up with each other. Literally, if I don't text or message, actually most of the time message, because Kylie and I are perpetually like 12 years old and we use Messenger all the time. But most of that is because Kylie doesn't really have service where she's at. So the internet is really kind of what holds it down.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
it'll be a point where Kylie and I won't talk for like 3 hours. And she'll be like, "Are you alive, bro? Are you good? I
Are you
haven't heard
here?
from you. Are you okay?" Like,
Yes.
just because normally we're like, "Hey, did you get that email?
Yep.
Hey,
Mhm. Yep.
can I get this? Because I
Yep.
got posted here. You got posted here. Hey, I plan on reaching out to this person. What would be an acceptable?" Like, we're constantly like, and
Connecting.
just life things too. Like,
Yeah.
"Hey, you had your appointment today. How did that go? Hey, you talked to such and such. Is that okay?"
Yep. But
Like,
you're so right though about the time, because it's like having to put in a job, whether it be a 9 to 5 or whatever you're working. And then if you have children, you have to dedicate your time to them. And you also have, if you have a significant other, you have to spend time with them. But then, creating content, recording, editing, being online, because also too, like, I'm not the type of person where I post and dip if I don't have to. Like, I like to post, and I actually truly love to interact with the people who comment on my stuff. There's some people that just literally post to keep, the views going, but for me, I love conversations. I love talking to people, and it takes a lot of time out of your life, you know what I mean? And you have to be dedicated to that, and it's a huge piece.
Yeah, it
yeah,
is. And there is a lot of like horror content creators that do not do that. Do
No,
not
they
do
don't.
that.
Nope. You can,
Do not do that.
even if you like responded to them or like added them, they don't respond. And it's like, okay, well, like, what's the point of me engaging with your post if you're not even going to engage back? You know what I mean? Like,
Exactly.
it just seems disingenuous. And for me, it's like, I'm truly looking to connect. I'm not looking for views. This isn't a job for me. I'm not looking for any monetary value whatsoever. This is just for my sheer enjoyment and for like me to have. So there's like a fine line, you know what I mean? And time
yeah,
is so precious. And that's why I also say my time is my currency. Like
Yeah.
in a sense,
Yep.
you're investing your time into things, and you got to be
Yeah,
careful when you do that.
it is just having a genuine conversation. The reason that I
Mm-hmm.
kind of looked off camera for a minute is because I do want to bring this up, but Kylie and I do this because we want to connect with people. It's truly like we talk about this all the time. Sometimes we forget the camera's here. There have been moments where I've genuinely been like, I watch it back and I'm like, oh shit, I really said that. Okay. All right. Well, that was Cass that was recording with Kylie. Okay, cool. And
Yeah.
we're just two friends who are just talking about things. But when we get comments from certain people, they
Yeah.
take us back. And like at the point of filming this, our episode that came out this past week, we talked about a lot of really heavy stuff because we had Tim Shea from Pieces of Amy on, and Kylie was talking about drug addiction, and I was talking about the recent issue I had with gabapentin and how I could understand how that would cause somebody to have like to turn to drug addiction and to be
Yeah, of
messed
course.
up in like the worst part of their life. And we just
Mm-hmm.
talked about so many human things. There has been one individual in particular who has been commenting on our stuff and leaving the nicest comments. And I just wanted to read this, but it's from our YouTube. And this is Jose Iziara. You
Mm-hmm.
can correct me if I said that wrong. Sorry, bruh. I was just reading that phonetically, but it's he's Jose Iziera at 4158, and he said best episode yet, amazing guest, and it was honestly brave of you both to open up the way you did in this episode. Fan for life now. And literally when we got that comment, I screenshotted it, I shared it to Kylie, and literally we both were just like,
It's
I
amazing.
cried.
I know that has
Yeah.
like tears in my eyes though, because people like to see realness and vulnerability and to talk about real life situations because it makes you more human. It doesn't make you a person behind the camera and just a profile picture and like, whatever they're doing for fun. You're letting people into your life in such a
Yeah.
intimate manner without like being connected to them, and people yearn for that connection. They just want like someone to be authentic, their genuine self to connect to, because some people don't have that.
Yeah. Some
They
people,
don't. They don't.
they don't, and
They
it's
don't.
just for us too. Like if I've always been that kind of person. Kylie could tell you this specifically too, because we've been in situations before where I've literally gone on my way to do this. But if I feel like at one point in time I could help one person,
Mhm.
whether it's through my own experience with domestic violence or my own experience just in life with ADHD, like my weight, just
Mhm.
anything that I've gone through, it would make me happy
Yeah.
because I would feel like at least I helped somebody get out in a way that I could not. And so having a genuine connection with someone where they see what we're saying and they
Mhm.
understand it, that is what this boils down to. And that is something, especially as women, to get on the internet and talk about vulnerability and deep topics,
Yeah.
especially in a time period where our own government isn't even protecting all of these women who went through
Yep.
these horrific situations,
1000%.
is something that just is something that should be admired, but it isn't a lot of times. And a lot
Yeah.
of times I think people just think that we're saying this just to seem relatable, but really we're just talking about life.
Yeah.
And we just want people to understand that it's okay to go through something. It is
1000%.
okay to not be okay.
Mhm.
So that's one thing that I really would love for people to kind of tag on with. So Jordana, what is the future for Pretty Killer?
The future is looking bright. I'm just trying to, keep creating the content that I've been doing, staying true to myself, but also, growing and evolving in any way that I can. Hoping to get some new people on the pod this summer. So eyeballing you two because you can't see me. Love to have you two come on and we can just do a free for all there. Yep, and then we can see face to
Yep.
face.
Yes.
And just hoping to keep pushing my stuff, and I'd like to this year I'm focusing on creating content, meaning horror content, meaning not telling you what movies to watch, creating something for you to watch. So hopefully that will be in the future for Pretty Killer Podcast and myself.
I would
That's
love
awesome.
that. I feel like we need more women voices just in general.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mine's
So
loud and ready to go. So I'm prepped for 2026 because this year just feels to me like the year of screaming. Like we already started the first 2 months and I already just want to speak no evil, scream on a cliff. And I think it's going to translate into, instead of primal screaming, maybe like happy screaming. Let's hope that that's
yeah,
the direction it goes
yeah.
into.
I
Yep.
want to end the year being like Grace from Ready or Not.
Hell
I
yeah.
just watched all those motherfuckers burn. I'm lighting that cigarette and being like, "Fuck you guys.
Damn right.
This is what we did this year."
Yep.
So I'm not
Yep.
actually going to be smoking because I can't do shit. I
No.
cannot do shit.
I can't smoke either.
I really
It's me.
cannot.
Mm-mm.
Kylie could tell you, I can barely take a pain medication. I am not the person. I will have the weirdest, most randomest, most just, if there is a side effect in the world from something, I will get it. It will happen.
Listen, I stick to my vape. Anything more, I make horrible decisions.
Mhm.
Let's just say that.
Yep.
I
feel
make
that.
horrible decisions.
Yep. Definitely.
Good.
So,
Good.
but please go follow Jordana down below. I know that this was kind of more of like a free-flowing discussion. We answered a lot of the questions we were going to ask in this. But this is just us as women.
We were having a blast.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes,
we
and
were vibing
I don't know
out.
what to tell you.
Thank you to both of
Yeah.
you for like even having me on. I feel honored that you asked me, and I really had a fun time talking to you ladies tonight. So thank you for the invite.
Yeah, we loved it.
You will be coming back.
Yes.
Yeah.
You will be coming back.
Yes. Music to my ears.
You will most definitely. So we'll have you hang around after the outro
Okay.
to get everything from you. But
All right.
this was a great time. Please go follow Jordana. And until next time, I am Cass and
Kylie.
And we are the Horrorcraft Podcast. And we're saying bye and stay spooky. We'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.